Hey there, welcome back to your favorite YouTube channel, Legal Insight. Hope you are doing well. Today we are diving into a topic that's important to understand for anyone who communicates, shares opinions, or interact with others. Yep, you are right. We are talking about defamation. What is defamation? It is a word you might have heard, but what exactly does it mean? Well, let's break it down. Defamation happens when someone says or writes things that can damage another person's reputation. Think of it like spreading rumors that make people think less of someone. But wait, it is not always that straightforward. There are times when certain statements might not be considered defamation. This rule covers spoken words, written words, sign, and even pictures. Anything that's meant to have harm someone's good name. Let me give you a couple of examples. Say, A claims Jed is super honest. He would never take B's watch. If A's intention is to make others believe that Jed actually stole the watch, that's defamation. Unless there is a special reason making it okay. Or imagine someone asks A, who do you think took B's watch? And E points at Jed, implying Jed's thief. That is also defamation, unless there is a valid reason. All of these comes under section 499 of the Indian Penal Code IPC 8060. This section lays out what happens if someone gets caught defaming others. Now let's delve into someone explanations for defamation. Firstly, even when someone has passed away, saying negative things about them can still be considered defamation, especially if those things would have hurt their reputation when they were alive and if the intention is to hurt their family or close relatives. Secondly, imagine you say something negative about a company or a group of people as a whole. If these words make the whole group look bad, it could be seen as defamation. Ever heard someone say something that sounds like a joke, but it's meant to harm someone's reputation, even if it's said in a tricky way? If the intention is to hurt their image, it is still counted as defamation. And lastly, when you say something that may damage a person's reputation, it's not about just anything. It needs to make even people think less of their character, intelligence, position, and more. It even includes things that are shameful about their body. All these ideas connect to how defamation is understood under the law. But what about the legal side? Well, let's explore that. Defamation is all about making statements that can harm a person's reputation. But remember, there are legal exceptions that come into play. Let's break down these exceptions that can sometimes protect you from being accused of defamation. Exception number one, imputation of truth, which public good requires to be made or published. If what you are saying is true and it's important for the public to know, it might not be considered defamation. But the key is the importance of the information in the given context. Exception number 2, public conduct of public servants. Imagine you express an honest opinion about a public servant's behavior while they are on duty. If it is about their actions and character in that role, it might not be defamation. Third exception is similar to the second, conduct of any person touching any public question. If you give your honest opinion about someone's behavior in relation to public issue, it might not be defamation. Again, focus on their actions and character within that context. Fourth exception, publication of reports of proceedings of courts. Sharing accurate reports about court proceedings is not defamation. This includes even the initial inquiries that occur before a proper trial. Exception number 5, merits of case decided in court or conduct of witnesses and other concerned. Giving your honest opinion about a case that's already been decided in court or about the behavior of people involved in that case is not defamation, but it must relate to their actions and character within the case. Moving on to the sixth exception, merits of public performance. When someone creates something like a book, a speech, or a performance for public assessment, saying what you honestly think about it is not defamation. You are just sharing your thoughts about their work and character within that context. Exception number 7, censure passed in good faith by person having lawful authority over another. If someone with authority critiques someone they are in charge of, as long as it is linked to their authority, it might not be defamation. For example, a teacher criticizes a student's performance in front of the class. Exception number 8, accusation preferred in good faith to authorized person. Accusing someone of something when you have lawful authority over them or when you are responsible for them and you do it in a good faith is it defamation, like a parent reapproaching a child in front of others. Exception number 9, imputation made in good faith by person for protection of his or others' interests. It means making an accusation about someone's character in good faith to protect yourself or others might not be defamation. This applies when it's for the safeguarding of interest, whether personal or for the greater good. Finally, exception number 10, caution intended for good of person to whom conveyed or for public good. It means sharing a thoughtfulness with someone in good faith to protect their interest or for the greater good is not considered defamation. So there you have it. These are the key exceptions to keep in mind when it comes to defamation under the law. Remember, acting in good faith and understanding the context and intention behind your statements are crucial factors. Now come to the types of it. There are two types of defamation, libel and slander. Libel is like permanent defamation. It involves false things being written or published about someone that can damage their reputation. On the other hand, slander is when false and damaging things are said about someone, usually in a more temporary way like in conversations. In India, both libel and slander are considered wrong and are treated as crimes without much difference between them And here is the serious part. If someone is found guilty of defamation, they could face consequences like imprisonment, fines, or both, as stated in Section 500 of the Indian Penal Code. Moving to talk about two ways defamation can deal with civil and criminal. Civil defamation. If someone says something untrue about you that harms your reputation, you can take them to court under Section 499 and 500 of the Indian Penal Code IPC. This helps you ask for compensation for the harm caused to your reputation. You are essentially saying, hey, what they said about me is not true and it's hurting me. And about criminal complaint, on the other hand, you can also treat defamation as a criminal offense. Under Section 190 and 200 of the Criminal Procedure Code (CRPC), you can file a criminal complaint against the person who defamed you. This means the law can take action against them for spreading lies that damage your reputation. Now let's talk about the punishment for defamation. This is outlined in Section 500 of the Indian Penal Code. If someone is found guilty of defamation, they might face consequences like imprisonment for a maximum of 2 years, a fine, or even both. The law wants to make sure people understand the seriousness of spreading false information that harms someone's reputation. So remember, when it's come to defamation, you have options. You can choose the civil route for compensation or the criminal route to hold someone accountable for their actions. And the punishment for defamation can include jail time, a fine, or both, as stated in Section 500 of the IPC. Switching gear a bit, let's talk about some landmark defamation cases in India. For instance, in the Surendra Kumar Sharma versus Arvind Kejriwal and others case of 2019, allegations were made by Surendra Kumar Sharma against Arvind Kejriwal and others, leading to a defamation suit. Another interesting case is Subramaniam Swamy versus Union of India in 2016, where Subramaniam Swamy challenged certain criminal defamation. Third, the Dogar Singh and Anothers versus Shobha Gupta and Anothers. Case of 1998 deal with disputes and allegations causing defamation. More recently, in 2022, the Manoj Kumar Tiwari versus Manish Sisodia case revolved around defamation allegations between two politicians. Lastly, Muhammad Abdullah Khan versus Prakash K, case of 2018 involving defamatory remarks on social media. And that's wrap on understanding defamation and its complications. Remember, it's essential to be mindful of what we say and write, especially when it concerns someone's reputation. Thank you so much for watching the video. And if you found it informative and useful, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more informative content. Until next time, bye then.